By 2008, Starbucks has grown too fast. Too many stores, too little connection. The brand that once felt special had become just another corporate coffee chain. Then the recession hit, and reality struck hard. Sales plummeted, thousands of stores closed. Employees felt disconnected. Investors demanded urgent changes, and Schultz was forced to make tough decisions to save the company. But financial losses were just surface-level problem. Beneath it, Starbucks was facing a loss of company identity. Was it a premium cafe experience or just mass market chain? Internal disconnection. Employees felt unheard and unmotivated. Customer dissatisfaction. People started to leaving for cheaper alternatives. Investor pressure. The demand of short-term profits overshadowed the long-term vision. To truly rebuild, Schultz needed more than cost-cutting strategies. He needed to restore relationships, re-engage employees, and reconnect with customers. What if Starbucks had used psychodrama to navigate these challenges? In this video, we'll break down Starbucks' biggest moments of crisis and transformation. Hi, I'm Anna Bobikova. Welcome to Action Explorations, a channel dedicated to psychodrama and drama therapy and other action methods for clinicians, coaches, and educators. Here we explore powerful techniques for professional use. For self-help and everyday applications of these methods, you're welcome to check my other channel.
Sociometry, let's play, find your help and light the way.
Sociometry helps organizations to understand hidden group dynamics by physically mapping relationships. Using techniques like spectrograms, logograms, and action sociograms, leaders can see how customers, employees, and investors relate to the company's vision and to each other. Imagine Schultz organizing a series of sociometric sessions with Starbucks employees, managers, and executives to assess their perspectives on the company's future. Participants are asked to physically position themselves in response to key questions like, how connected do you feel to the Starbucks original mission? Employees line up from deeply connected to completely disconnected. How confident are you in the company's leadership during this crisis? Not confident, fully confident. Employees move to different spots in the room to represent their roles and influence in decision-making. Investors and corporate executives may stand close together, while baristas and shift managers might be pushed to the periphery, revealing disconnection within the company structure. Who do you trust most to lead Starbucks forward? Participants form clusters, showing key influencers and who feels isolated. Who or what do you think is the biggest challenge to the Starbucks future? Groups align based on whether they see leadership, investors, customers, or competition as the primary struggle. By engaging in these sociometric exercises, Schultz could have visually identified the hidden fractures within Starbucks, not just financial struggles, but emotional and structural disconnections. This would have given him insight needed to rebuild from inside out, ensuring that employees, customers, and leadership were all aligned in restoring the company's mission.
Drama suits the aching heart.
Sociodrama allows organization to step into different perspectives, helping teams to understand each other's struggles and develop solutions together. By dramatizing conflicts and role reversals, leaders and employees can build empathy and restore alignment. Imagine Starbucks bringing together employees, managers and executives in a sociodrama session. The exercise involves stepping into different roles to experience crises from all sides, feels overworked, unheard, and disconnected from Starbucks' original mission. No longer sees a brand's welcoming third place, just another overpriced chain. Struggling to balance the investors' demands with the need to rebuild company's culture. By stepping into each other's shoes, participants gather deeper insight into the real pain points behind the crisis. Not just financial numbers, but human experiences. Through this exercise, Starbucks leadership could redefine internal communication and culture, helping employees and executives co-create solutions for the brand recovery. At its lowest point, Starbucks' biggest issue wasn't just financial. It was about relationships, trust, and company identity. Without addressing this, no amount of cost cutting would have saved the brand. I don't know exactly what Schultz did, but by using sociometry and sociodrama techniques, he could have tackled these challenges. A special gift with our professional community, a unique library of over than 70 free videos covering both the didactic and practical part of psychodrama and drama therapy. These materials can even count toward training hours for professional psychodrama certification. For years, Starbucks built its reputation not just on coffee, but on its culture, a place where employees called partners were meant to feel valued. But by 2022, cracks have started to form. Baristas were exhausted. Schedules changed unpredictably. Wages barely kept up with inflation. And staffing shortages made every shift feel like a battlefield. While Starbucks continued to expand, opening more stores and reaching record revenues, many workers have felt left behind. Then something happened that Starbucks never felt before. In Buffalo, New York, a small group of baristas decided to make a stand. They weren't just venting frustrations in break room anymore. They wanted a union. The movement spread like wildlife. From coast to coast, Starbucks workers organized, voted, and pushed back, demanding better pay, stable schedules, and real voice on how stores were run. Some stores won a union elections. Others faced intense pushback from corporate leadership. What started as a quiet conversation about workplace fairness turned into national debate about labor rights in the modern economy. Starbucks, once seen an industry leader in employee treatment, now faced strikes, lawsuits, and mounting public criticism. The same company that once have revolutionized the coffee culture was now caught in a battle over how it treated the people that made that culture possible. Could this crisis have been prevented? What if Starbucks executives had stepped into the world of their employees before tensions reached a breaking point? What if they had truly felt the reality of working barista shift?
Drama suits the aching heart.
Sociodrama allows leaders stepping into the shoes of employees, customers, or critics to understand their struggles firsthand. Instead of analyzing issues from distance, they actively experience what it's like to be on the other side of system they manage. Imagine Starbucks executives participating in psychodramatic exercise where they play the role of the barista during the peak hours They experience rushed customers demanding their complex drinks, juggling multiple orders while managing the overflowing drive-through line, overtime without proper staffing, struggling to keep up while missing breaks. God, I don't even have time to go to the bathroom. Trying to make ends on a barista's salary, paying rent, affording healthcare, and managing expenses on low wages. By stepping into employees' world, Starbucks leadership could have built stronger internal policies, improving morale, and preventing union conflicts before they escalated. Would Starbucks still be facing labor disputes today if its leadership had truly listened to employees before frustration turned into strikes? By using sociodrama, Starbucks could have engaged in proactive problem solving, bridging the gap between corporate strategy and daily reality in stores across the country. Instead of reacting to the crisis, they could have identified key external and internal challenges before they escalated. This case reflects several common challenges that organizations face. By stepping into their employees' world, Starbucks leadership could have strengthened the internal policies, improved morale, and built a company culture that workers wanted to invest in, not push back against. Because great leadership is not just about making decisions. It's about understanding the human impact of those decisions before it's too late. For years, customers were willing to pay extra because they weren't just buying coffee. They were buying comfort, consistency, and premium brand. But as 2010 unfolded, something changed. Prices kept rising. The cost of grande latte that was once $3 had climbed to nearly $7 in some locations. Customers who have been loyal for years started to ask themselves a difficult question. Is this really worth it? The backlash was growing. Some customers cut back in their visits, treating it as an occasional splurge rather than a daily ritual. Others switched to the competitors such as McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, where coffee was cheaper and service was faster. Longtime Starbucks fans voiced frustration over inconsistent service, longer wait times, and a loss of the cozy third-place atmosphere that they once loved. For Starbucks, the issue wasn't just about raising prices. It was about perceived value. The company had built a brand on quality and experience. But now, customers were wondering if they were just paying for a logo and a cup. Could this crisis have been prevented? What if Starbucks executives had stepped into the shoes of their customers? Role reversal is a core psychodramatic technique that allows decision makers to step in the role, to step in the experience of those they impact. By embodying the perspective of frustrated customer, Starbucks executives could have directly felt the shift in brand perception instead of just analyzing the sales reports. Imagine a Starbucks executive walking into their own stores, not as a corporate leader, but as a regular customer. They order their favorite drink and experience firsthand the price shock. They hesitate as they see the cost of their go-to drink has risen again. The long wait times. They glance at their watch as the line crawls forward, wondering if they have time for this. The service inconsistency. Some baristas are warm and welcoming. Others seems rushed and disengaged. The lost third-place atmosphere. The cozy cafe setting they remember is now crowded, loud, and filled with the mobile orders waiting on a counter. Then they take a role of an average customer, trying to justify the expense. I can get a coffee for a half price elsewhere. Why I'm still coming here? Is this for equality, the experience, or it is just a habit? By stepping into this perspective, Starbucks executive could have reconnected with the real customer experience, understanding why not just prices were frustrating, but how they were affecting customers' loyalty. Instead of justifying price hikes with inflation and supply chain costs, they could have asked deeper questions. How can we improve perceived value? Are we investing enough in customer experience to match our prices? What pricing models, rewards, or innovations could help us keep customers engaged? This insight could have shaped better loyalty programs, dynamic pricing strategies, and service improvements, ensuring that customers felt that they are going to have more than just an expensive cup of coffee. This case highlights several core business challenges. By using role reversal, Starbucks could have foreseen customers' frustrations earlier, developing a strategy that protected both profitability and brand loyalty. Because in the end, a brand is only as strong as the customers who believe in it. And when they start to questioning this belief, business need to listen before it's too late. The same techniques that could help Starbucks can help any organization facing change and conflict. Check our video courses on psychodrama for leadership, or hire me to run psychodrama interventions in your organization. Details are in the description box. Which psychodrama technique do you think Starbucks need the most? Which one you'd like to perform in your organization? What questions do you have about psychodrama techniques? Ask me in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
It's true, let's act it out in real time. Words can't capture what's inside. Psychodrama, yeah, it's cool.